You awaken to the rustle of woven reed mats under sandaled footsteps, the air heavy with the biting aroma of temple incense, and a distant cry of goats tethered for sacrifice. The world is still dark inside the clay-walled house, where the heat of Babylon clings to every surface like a second skin. Your small hands cling to the woolen blanket your mother spun during the last harvest. You are no older than 12 summers, your skin unblemished, untouched by age or desire, your eyes wide with the unspoiled trust of someone who has never been loved in secret. But the men who stand at the doorway are not kin. They are temple priests of Marduk, their bald heads catching the flicker of torchlight, their robes stained a deep violet from rare sea snails crushed to dye the cloth. One priest, whose beard is twisted like a scorpion's sting, leans in close, his breath hot and sour as he whispers words in a sacred tongue that promises favor from the heavens. Your mother stands silently behind them, tears streaking her dusty cheeks, her worn hands knotting the edge of her tunic. She knows she cannot defy the will of the gods. No one can. Fear settles in your stomach like silt in the riverbed, slow and suffocating. You are lifted from your straw-filled cot and carried into the moonlit lanes of the city, its alleys cool with the night breeze. Babylon, in the era of Hammurabi, around 1800 BC, sprawls across the plain like a sleeping serpent, its life pulsing in the heart of the temple district. The ziggurat of Marduk looms in the distance, its tiered silhouette blotting out the stars, its presence as vast and unrelenting as fate itself. As they march you through the crooked lanes, past shuttered homes and flickering oil lamps casting trembling shadows, the river murmurs nearby, slow and black, heavy with the runoff of 1,000 fields. You trip on a loose cobblestone, and the priest's hand tightens on your arm, his rings pressing painfully into your flesh. He says nothing, but his coal-lined eyes, dark and cold, carry the authority of a man who no longer sees children, only offerings. In the courtyard of the great temple, even at this hour, the world thrums with movement. Other boys, barely older than you, sweep the smooth flagstones with palm frond brooms. They do not look up. Their faces are thin, sunken from the temple's meager meals, their eyes blank with resignation. One of them glances your way, just for a moment. There's a flicker of something in his gaze, a warning, but a sharp call from a senior priest silences him before he can speak. Nothing must defy the will of the divine. The temple itself is a world unto its own. Hey, the high priest in Ma command with a flick of the wrist. Descended, it is claimed, from a line that heard Marduk's voice in dreams. In Ma wears robes heavy with gold embroidery from the mines of Anatolia. His word is law, equal in weight to the river's pool or the desert's breath. Even Hammurabi, king of kings, who codified law into black stone for all to see, defays to the priesthood in matters of the divine. Your mother begged the village scribe to send a petition. She sold her last bolt of cloth to pay for it. The reply came quickly. The omens were read from the livers of sheep, and the signs were clear. A new devotee was needed for the rites of Ishtar. You were chosen, not for strength, not for intellect, but for your untouched body, your virginity, as the priests call it, a fitting vessel for the goddess of love and war. You, a boy born to a family of weavers near the Ishtar gate, are now a child of the temple, whether you wish it or not. They bring you to an inner chamber beneath the main sanctum. The walls here are painted with ancient scenes, lions with burning eyes, bulls locked in violent struggle, winged deities watching from above. The air is thick with the scent of myrrh and sweat, the flickering candlelight giving every surface the illusion of motion. This is where they begin to prepare you. They strip away your simple tunic, woven by your mother, coarse with the threads of flax your father harvested before the last flood drowned the low fields. The nakedness chills you, but not from cold, from exposure, from the realization that you are no longer yourself. Oils, thick and perfumed, are rubbed into your skin. The hands of the priests are firm in practice, their voices chanting verses in the sacred tongue. Incantations drawn from clay tablets older than the city itself. Words that praise Ishtar, queen of heaven and battle, whose sacred cult spanned from Uruk to Nineveh. But here, under the guise of divinity, a far more brutal transformation begins. Historical texts from this period, etched in wedge-shaped cuneiform on clay tablets recovered from the ruins of Nippur and Babylon, speak of Yasinu and Kurgaru, male servants of the goddess, boys who were taken, changed, and inducted into her mysteries. They did not choose this. They were made, their bodies reshaped, Their innocent sacrifice in ceremonies as old as empire. The chamber you are locked in holds little, a straw mat, a clay jug of water laced with bitter tamarisk, and silence. You are not allowed to speak. Not to yourself. Not to the gods. The priests come and go, leaving food only occasionally, barley crusts, a few dried figs, enough to keep you breathing but not enough to keep you strong. You dream. You see your mother's face behind your closed eyes, her hands outstretched. You remember chasing fireflies near the canal, your feet muddy, your laughter free. The dreams twist into fever as hunger gnaws your belly and the goddess's name echoes through the stone walls like a warning. On the third night, he arrives. Emma. He wears amulets carved from lapis lazuli and shell, the symbols of rank heavy around his neck. He kneels beside you on the mat, folding his leg with practiced grace, his gaze calm and unwavering. He studies your face as if looking for fractures. The goddess requires purity, he says. His voice is smooth, almost kind. But there is no kindness in the words. You want to ask why. You want to scream, to run. But your throat locks. The truth, unspoken and terrible, is this: refusal is not an option. If you deny them, your family will suffer, their land confiscated, their names struck from the temple rolls. Hammurabi's laws protect the temple's rights. They do not protect you. The rights are older than kings, older than empires. Enma speaks of duty, of sacred destiny, of your place in something greater. But behind his conviction, you see something else, a flicker of memory in his gaze. Perhaps he was once like you. But whatever boy he once was has long since vanished into the folds of the priest's robe. He leaves, and the ritual begins at dawn. They bind you to an altar carved from cedar, smoothed by countless bodies that came before. The air smells of copper and vinegar, of sweat and fire. Candles flicker. Shadows twist on the walls. They do not blindfold you. The bronze blade glints in the firelight. The surgeon, a man named Shuliel, does not speak as he works. His hands are quick, efficient, his face unreadable, though you catch the tremble in his lip when the blade first draws blood. He murmurs something, a prayer, perhaps, or an apology meant only for himself. The pain crashes over you like a river flood. You scream. The ropes dig into your limbs. You thrash, but there is no escape. Only the chanting of priests, only the fire, only the sound of flesh being unmade.